To think about. When I say culture, I don't know what runs through your head, but when I was a younger professional, I always thought of that word as a little bit nebulous, a little bit fuzzy. What exactly is culture? I do think that people confuse this word with culture. Heritage. It's a great word. I love heritage. Another synonym, another word for that might be what? First thing that comes to your mind when you hear the word heritage is what? Tradition, right? Tradition. It might be in the past. And I'm going to say that I love heritage. I'm attracted to heritage. I love organizations that have an unbelievably great story. I actually really am attracted to that. But the reality is, as Rich was saying, I think earlier, that as great as our story might be, and I'm assuming that you have some unbelievably great stories out here, the reality is, if I'm the new guy today, I care more about the here and now. Like, I do care about nostalgia. I really do like that, and I do like heritage. And so I'm talking to a lot of people that maybe are perhaps not just the owner. You might be the founder. And if you are the founder, if you've been around for 10, 15, 20 years, if you're the owner, then that probably means a whole heck of a lot more to you. If I'm the new associate that gets hired today, I'm attracted to it. That's probably why I walked in the door in the first place. But the reality is I care about what's happening to me today. So heritage, I like it. Don't think that I don't. But the reality is that's the difference between culture, which is about the present. And the only way that I can say this, because of this bullet point I'm putting up right here, this is my ultimate definition of culture. I think that a brand really looks at a culture as just a collection of individual behaviors. That's what I think it is. It's just a bunch of people who have their own unique behaviors, their own value orientation. Now that might be great, or that could be a little bit squirrely. That could be some issues out there for some people. Because I do talk in front of some organizations every once in a while in an industry that say, oh, it's not the same as it used to be. It was so cool 20 years ago. You know why? It's because of this last bullet point. As people come and go, the culture changes. I love companies that are focusing on a compass. They know where true north is at all times. They're not focusing so much on a thing as much as they are on relationships. Some of the language that Dan and Rich was just talking about earlier. They're not focusing on just being efficient. They're trying to be effective. I am constantly on the hunt when I communicate with people to try and get them to go, I know where north is at all times. I'm not over here in fuzzy land. Because if, in fact, I don't tell you where it is, if I don't tell you, if I'm supposed to be your leader, that that's north, here's exactly what you look like. We got our arms flailing all over the place. 50% got it right. I would think there's probably a broad swath of that 50% that probably also was guessing. The others got it wrong. And so unfortunately, if I don't tell you, for instance, what our service philosophy is, if you don't know what it is that we're supposed to be working on, every associate, every team member that's working for you, then we're going to get dysfunctional results. Maybe we hit the ultimate result, whatever metric you're looking for. Some dollar, some number, some percent, employee survey scores, guest satisfaction scores, obviously the financial side. We want all of those metrics to be hit. But if you don't tell me what it is, if you don't give me any direction, I'm going to do the best that I can. I might stumble upon it by accident. Unfortunately, this happens all the time. What we would rather have is everybody going in the same direction. And when that happens, you get to something else. You get to organizational productivity to the extent that it is sustainable. That's exactly what we want. For me, the strong culture looks like this. The public is going to first come into contact with us because they are interested in buying something. Let's just be realists. They're coming in to actually get products. And as good as this is, and I think Rich talked on this earlier, we have to be stellar at that. Some of you have some control over products, some of us don't. You certainly have control in the environment and the atmosphere and how it's merchandised. That is within our direct control. Both of those have to be great. If we stopped right there, that would not be enough. And again, people are going to make their decision off of convenience or theme or price. It's not going to be because of something else. And for me, I built this as a force multiplier. I want all of these. I don't want just product and atmosphere. I want the service philosophy to be so different that I can't get it somewhere else. To the extent that there is a value that comes with that then if you sit and put all that together, you look like the dude in the Memorex commercial, completely blown away. But all of those things have to happen. And my point on this is that product is not enough. It's not enough. Experience is a key. Service trumps product, price, convenience, and theme. Every single time. Everybody knows who U2 is. So my question is, who's that guy and that guy? Who are they? Yeah, we all know them as the other two dudes in U2, right? It's Adam Clayton and Larry Mullen Jr. They're the two lesser-known guys in U2. It's the bass player and the drummer. who don't always get a lot of love. It's always the lead guitarist out there, you know. The front girl or the front guy always gets the glory. You forget about that bass player over there on the side just sort of keeping beat. You forget about him or her. You forget about the drummer hanging all the way back there in the very back, can't hardly even see the guy. Adam and Larry, and I've seen some interviews with these guys where they say that every single time they're performing at a U2 show, every single show, they're trying to do the exact same thing they did the night before. Exactly the same. They're the engine that makes U2 happen. You go talk to those other two guys in the middle, Bono and The Edge. Oh no. They don't want to do the same thing as the night before. They want to do something completely different. They want to soar the band to new heights and take them some crazy different direction. Maybe even change the set list because the audience wasn't in the state of mind that they needed at that moment. But they're not U2, it's just two guys. Everybody has a part to play in the band. And you got to get to every single one of them as part of our communication, our mentorship. Spend time. It's going to take some time and patience, but the rewards are going to be so much more Herculean. That's what you want. Everybody has a part to play in the band. These four guys know exactly their role that they play. But when they all get on that same direction, they're unstoppable.